you ever just stopped and wondered why you love the way you do? Well, today we're diving deep into something called adult attachment theory. Think of it as the hidden blueprint that's been shaping your closest relationships your entire life. It's fascinating stuff. You know that feeling, right? When you're just totally baffled by how you react in a relationship? Why some connections feel so easy, while others feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells. It's a feeling pretty much everyone has had. And believe it or not, the answer usually goes way, way back. And this is the classic tug of war. Part of you wants nothing more than to be super close to someone, to have that deep, real bond. But then another part of you gets totally spooked. The idea of letting someone in, or worse, them leaving you, feels like a huge risk. This exact push and pull is what attachment theory helps us make sense of. To really get why we act the way we do as adults, we have to rewind to the very beginning. Those first relationships we had, especially with our parents or caregivers, literally created a blueprint in our minds. Psychologists call it an internal working model, which is just a fancy way of saying it's the set of unconscious rules we learned about what to expect from love and connection. The guy who pioneered all of this was a psychologist named John Bowlby. He described attachment as this lasting psychological connectedness. And his big idea was that these early bonds are not just about feeling good, they're a literal survival mechanism that has a huge impact on us for the rest of our lives. So it really all boils down to this one incredibly powerful question. Just think about it for a second. When you were a little kid and you were upset, scared, or needed something, what happened? Was there someone there who was a safe harbor for you, consistently? Or was the reaction kind of all over the place? Maybe distant or even scary? The answer to that is the key to unlocking your attachment style. You know, a researcher named Mary Ainsworth actually designed a really clever experiment to see these patterns in action. It's called the strange situation. Basically, she'd watch how a baby reacted when its parent left the room for a minute, and then, this is the most important part, how the baby reacted when the parent came back. That moment of reunion told her everything she needed to know. It revealed these really clear, predictable patterns of attachment. So, what happens to these patterns when we grow up? Well, they don't just disappear, they kind of evolve. They turn into 4 main attachment styles that really influence how we navigate our adult relationships. Not just romantic ones, but friendships too. Let's break them down. Okay, this chart is fantastic because it lays it all out so clearly. Look at the patterns here. If you're secure, you generally feel good about yourself and others, so closeness feels natural. If you're anxious, you might not feel so great about yourself, but you see others positively. This makes you crave closeness, but always worry if you're good enough. Avoidance? They're the opposite. They feel good about themselves, but are wary of others, so they value independence above all. And then there's disorganized, where you have a negative view of both yourself and others, which creates this deep internal conflict around intimacy. And here's some really good news. Even though we spend a lot of time talking about the challenges of the other styles, research shows that a secure attachment is actually the most common style all over the world. It's kind of like our natural, healthy default setting for connection. So for someone with an anxious style, the main goal is closeness. They deeply want it, but there's this constant background noise of fear. The fear that their partner doesn't feel the same way. This leads to a need for a lot of reassurance to quiet that fear of being abandoned, which, yeah, can sometimes come across as being a little clingy. Now, let's flip to the avoidance style. For these folks, true intimacy can feel like a threat to their independence. Their whole thing is self-reliance. They're pros at bottling up their feelings. So when things get too intense or there's a conflict, their go-to move is to pull back and create some space. The disorganized style, well, this one is the most complex. It's this confusing mix of both anxious and avoidant traits all jumbled together. It often comes from a childhood where a caregiver was a source of fear. Imagine the person you're supposed to run to for safety is also the person you're afraid of. It's a really difficult position to be. And what that creates in adulthood is this intense internal conflict. Someone with a disorganized style wants love and connection so badly, but as soon as they start to get it, the fear kicks in. It leads to this chaotic push-pull where they might actually sabotage the very thing they want the most, just to protect themselves from getting hurt. So, why does any of this really matter? Well, because your attachment style isn't just about who you date. It's way bigger than that. It's like the emotional foundation for your entire life, and it creates ripple effects everywhere. I mean, just look at this list. That early blueprint really does touch everything. It impacts how we handle our emotions, how we communicate, even things like our memory and problem-solving skills. And this is a big one. It heavily influences how we parent our own kids, which is how these patterns can get passed down through generation. I absolutely love this quote. It just completely reframes the idea of being needy. It suggests that those behaviors we sometimes judge in ourselves or others, like being clingy, aren't some deep character flaw. Nope. Often, it's just a very logical protest against not getting our core needs for safety and connection met. Okay, after hearing all of that, you might be feeling a little bit down, especially if you saw yourself in one of the insecure styles. But please, stick with me, because this last part is the most important part of the whole story. It's all about hope. And I want to be crystal clear about this. Your attachment style is not a life sentence. It is not set in stone. Our brains are amazing, and we have the ability to learn new ways of connecting with people our entire lives. This gets at a really powerful idea called earned security. It means exactly what it sounds like. Even if you didn't get that secure base as a kid, you can absolutely build one for yourself as an adult. Through things like self-awareness, therapy, or even just being in a loving, stable relationship with a secure partner, you can heal those old patterns. So, what does this journey actually look like? Well, it starts with compassion for yourself. It takes time. The first step is just noticing your feelings and reactions without judging them. Then, you can get curious about where they come from. Again, no blame here. Understand that your reactions are usually just your attachment style trying to protect you. Once you can see that, you can start to choose new, healthier responses. Understanding all this is huge, but it's taking action that really creates change. So I want to leave you with this question. What's one small thing you can do today for yourself or in a relationship to start building a more secure connection? Thanks for exploring this